You want me?
Well, hi there. Yeah, fix it. I like nuts. Hello. You can check this out while we wait. Yay!
I don't know if that's better. Is that better?
Yes. I gave you guys an update a while back that I had this Ackie monitor, and I posted about him on Instagram and stuff like that a lot. But people all the time still ask me, "Do you have an Ackie?" Like every time I post a picture, like, "Did you get an Ackie?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I did. Like over a year ago, I got an Ackie." And I will tell you though that until this week, I simply referred to him as the Ackie.
The Ackie.
The Ackie.
Which is a good name.
He's a yellow Ackie, and I love him. He's just incredible. I've honestly been processing a lot. So last night I filmed a video where I held him the whole time, and
did you?
Yeah, fell even more in love with him. You know, he is. By the way, we're trying to get Martha down for a nap. It might not take. We'll see. So. But
we're working on sleep training her right now, and we're in the thick of it.
Yeah, it's way harder than target training at Tegu. I'll tell you that right now. But I have all kinds of cool stuff. But anyway, he's everything that I dreamed he would be, to be perfectly honest. Emerald tree skinks have kind of ruined me on most other small lizards. But the thing I was realizing last night is the interaction with him is different. But
because he's just hanging out, and the emerald tree skinks don't really just.
But he'll play with you too. But you can also like pet him and interact with him in ways that you can't with the emerald tree skinks. He's such a cool creature. Such a cool creature. He's a little bit cold right now though, so you can see he's like, I will find a warm spot, and I will.
Will he bite?
No, he shouldn't. He doesn't have a history of biting. How's that?
Okay.
But I have so many cool.
It's almost as red as my jersey.
Show them, let them see.
I don't know. Let's see. Come here, guy. Don't let me freak you out.
Whoa! Okay, so he would bite.
Was that on camera? I don't think it was. He tried to bite me.
Yeah, he totally
did. Tried to pet him.
So it is on the table. Do your tongue. Don't just. Yeah, there you go. So I have a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk to you guys about today. I have some packages to open. We have a name for this guy that I'd like to tell you about. We have an update on Leisha's injury. You can see she's back on camera, so that's probably a good sign. Mm-hmm. I wanna talk to you guys about Josh's frogs.
I was trying to be so nice to him.
I know. I don't know what it was that got him.
I pet him on the head.
Do you not like getting
on the neck?
He's also cold. I've found that animals can be a little bitier when they're not warmed up. Just because they don't have any, they don't have any other defenses at that point. It's like, well, I got to fight. So we'll see how much biting he has in mind to do. I held him for a long time without even looking at him last night. Yeah. Anyway, so we have wait. There's more. We've got a Josh's Frogs discount code that was on our most recent video, so we'll talk a little bit about that in case you're looking for anything from Josh's Frogs, because they're amazing. I just have something cool that I spotted that was 3 years ago today. I want to talk to you guys about our little song from our Saturday video.
Your song.
And I want to talk to you guys about where I was a year ago for the Super Bowl. Not that anybody's thinking about those kinds
Mr. and Mrs. Morelli said Leisha held something and it didn't even cost $5.
Yeah! Had you held him before?
I've never held him.
You've never held the Ackie before? And on the first try, he tried to bite you.
The animals are mean. Clint's here like a lizard whisperer. He can walk up to a wild lizard and have it crawl up on him and stay on his little shoulder forever. Like one time in Moab, he found a lizard and it was a tiny one, the size smaller than his finger. And he was like, "Hi, guy," and it just stayed on his finger the whole time we were walking. Like animals just like him, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show this animal that I'm calm and I'm nice, and then it tries to bite me.
I have no idea why he did that. I've seen them do that before, but not this one, but one of his siblings when we filmed our top 5 monitors video. It was one of his siblings that we filmed that with. It could have been him, because we borrowed that monitor from Animal Arc, and later on I got this one from that same group at Animal Arc. We should look and see if we can spot on the pattern if this is the very monitor from that video or not.
Yeah.
But to my knowledge, it isn't. But it could be. Totally could be. Anyway, so there's so much exciting stuff to talk about. What do you guys want to hear about first? I guess is my big question. We got
Yeah.
all this fun stuff to talk about. What should we do first thing? I'll be watching.
Some super chats.
Yeah, you want to give me a super chat while we find out what they want to hear about first?
By the way, if you're new here, some stinking rad fans gave us this super chat button, and now we press it anytime the super chats come in. And Clint has made a new rule for super duper
Oh my God.
chats. Go ahead.
Anything over, is it $20?
$20.
Anything over $20, we're back to the vocalized. It's not just super chat. It's a super duper chat.
And Anthony, our very good friend Anthony, just sent a $50 super chat.
Super duper chat. To the duper.
Anthony says, for the reptile room, my friends, hope you're feeling better, Leisha, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys later today. Go Chiefs.
That is so. So let's see. What time is that appointment with
I think
Anthony?
it's at 2:45.
2:45. Are you going to be there, Alicia? You should be there.
Do you want me to be there?
Well, it sounds like he thinks you might be there, and it's fun hanging out with Anthony.
Anthony, I would love to see you if it works out with our kids. 2:30.
We could make it happen.
Yeah.
We can make it happen if I zipped on out of here. Right. This might just work. That'd be fun. It is so fun hanging out with Anthony.
Yeah.
If you guys are unaware, what has saved the reptile room during COVID have been face-to-face Zoom chats that we do from the reptile room. Usually, Anthony is the only one I think that we've had him from home because he wanted to hang out with Leisha too.
Yeah, Anthony and I played instruments together.
Yep. And so, that is something available no matter where you are in the world. You can come to the reptile room via Zoom and we'll hang out for half an hour, and just chat about whatever.
Yeah.
Probably reptiles, maybe something else.
And I have people email all the time. Somebody just really emailed and was like, can you come to my study group and talk to us about your school experience and herpetology and all of that stuff? And I said, sure. And I sent them the link to schedule a one-on-one. And they were like, well, it says reptile party and we just want to talk to Clint. And so maybe we need to change the title, but when you schedule a one-on-one, you get to talk about whatever you want. It's just uninterrupted Clinty time for an hour or 30 minutes, whichever slot you book.
Yeah, maybe we should recall it just hanging out with Clint.
Yeah.
Potentially at the reptile room.
Yeah.
But it literally has saved the reptile room. We're still dependent
Theo,
on that.
what is he doing? Oh, his toy's back there.
He's like, how do I get out of here? Come
He
here, buddy.
went behind the
Theo,
couch to
come here,
get his toy.
Come here, Mr. T. Oh, I bet he can't turn around. You silly goose, come here.
Can he walk backwards, buddy? There
Yeah,
you
good
go.
boy. He
You
did it.
made it.
You're a pro.
Yeah, so schedule one-on-ones. They seriously help a ton. And Anthony, I'm excited to chat with you. And go Chiefs.
No big deal. No big deal. Okay, so since Anthony kind of brought it up, I think we should give an update on your leg. So if you guys weren't here last week, last Thursday was my birthday, and we went and Leisha and I tried slacklining. And Leisha, she didn't fall off. She fell off like you always fall off. She landed on her leg, but then her leg kind of buckled funny.
It hyperextended. My knee kind of bent backwards.
In weird directions,
Uh-huh.
and she was in a lot of pain and heard like pops and awfulness. And so at last week's live stream, we hadn't been to the doctor yet. We went right after, but we were concerned, like what's going to happen? Is she going to need surgery? Like what are we looking at here? And so we went to the doctor right after the live stream, and we got some really great news, which was mostly that her injury wasn't serious enough that she was going to need surgery. She got an injection of, is it cortisol? Cortisol.
It's cortisone, which is similar to cortisol or whatever.
I don't know
it's
where
called.
I'm going with this.
We don't know where.
Cortisone. Yeah, it's a cortisone injection.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can tell I'm not a sports medicine person.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she got that injection, and she's supposed to take it easy on it for a couple weeks. For a week in, unfortunately, 2 days ago, the knee was feeling pretty good, so she almost forgot about it, and she put it like up on the bed and then sat back on her leg bent, as you sometimes do, and so it's been hurting you.
Yeah.
Kind of back to square one again.
Yeah, it's been hurting quite a bit.
So,
which is unfortunate because it was feeling so good that I had forgotten enough about it to be like, sit how you kind of bend your leg back and sit on your ankle, and that's what I went to do. And as soon as I did that, I like felt a tear, and I'm like, oh no.
So we may go back in for a second follow-up appointment, but hopefully she just continues to heal. We got to teach her to actually take it easy on the knee.
Yeah.
But
I'm doing really well. I have a lot of energy. Sometimes it hurts. I still have it in a brace, but I mean, I can walk around and do what we need to do. Clint wants me to walk around less.
A lot less. Like not at all. Never at all. Well, maybe yeah. If you got a super chat for $5, would you be willing to take it easy on your leg for the next week?
You're crazy. Okay, Alicia Danielle sent a $5 super chat.
There it is.
Said, keep up the good work from Central KY. Is that Kentucky?
Yes.
That's so awesome. We love you guys.
That is bodacious. Thank you so much.
Should we go get the baby?
Yes. Why don't I go get her? So I'm gonna put the Aki away. Aki will come back out though pretty soon. Aki will be backy. With a name.
Anthony sent a $5 super chat. Take it easy, Alicia, with a crying
There
laugh.
it is. There it is.
Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah, and if you have questions for Alicia, now would be the time because I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'm gonna grab a baby.
What's your favorite freshwater fish or type of fish?
Oh.
I'll read the whole thing after.
Maybe freshwater stingrays.
Ooh,
I
that's
love
a good one.
paddlefish. I love
Freshwater
catfish
stingray,
just as a
paddlefish.
group. Gobies. I love gobies. Sculpins are really cool.
Can you
fish.
guys hear him still? He's saying gobies and sculpins.
Yeah, bull sharks.
Bull
They're only
sharks.
Sometimes freshwater.
Jack Heckwell said bucks are better. No, they're not.
We'll see.
We'll see on the field this Sunday. Let's see, Mr. and Mrs. Morelia, you guys changed your picture. I like it. They said, happy Friday. Do you have any freshwater aquaria? If so, what do you have? And what is your favorite freshwater fish? So Clint just told his favorite freshwater fish. We don't have any freshwater aquaria. Clint has had freshwater tanks, I think, on and off growing up. He hasn't had any since I've known him. What are you doing?
It's so cute. Penny beat me up there, and she was in Martha's crib with her watching Daniel Tiger.
That makes me want to cry.
She's a great big sister.
She's the best big sister I know of. So Clint has just recently been saying that he wants to, it's right there, but has been wanting to get into freshwater aquarium.
Bashirs. Oh, and rope fish. All those. Love those. Love them so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of them. I dojo loaches, the banjo catfish. Love that. You see how it is.
What if you were to do a freshwater tank right now with the space and everything that we have?
Yeah.
What would you put in it?
With my current skill level,
Which
and
is beginner.
Intermediate.
Okay.
I've done quite a bit of freshwater. Freshwater is not rocket surgery. With my current skill level, what I would like to do is I'd like to have like a 75-gallon or bigger aquarium.
Okay.
And I would probably have bashirs and ropefish in it for sure. Oh! And a black ghost knife.
I don't know what any of these are.
You know how much I love the black ghost knife.
I know you do. And every time we go to pet stores, he has to like go to all the fish and leash. He like grabs me.
You might have noticed. Like I really like reptiles, but it's not just them, is it? Is it? Like some people like they're only interested in this one little subset. I like all of the animals. Reptiles probably only arguably the most.
Jessie Meadows got it. She said rocket surgery with a lot of Keep going. He combines the two.
Yeah, and so oh gosh, all of these. I don't know. I get really excited about a lot of them, but I would have some of these big predatory fish that could all be together, like the black ghost knife, the bashirs, the rope fish, and then I would probably have it set up where there was quite a bit of a gap between, especially with the rope fish, between the top of the water and the top of the enclosure, and then have like some land that protrudes out, which would really make things exciting. I don't know if you could make all this work, but if I could work a stink pot in there. Okay.
You ready to move on?
I don't know. I'll probably circle back around to that one. That's a fun one to talk about.
Anthony and Mr. and Mrs. Morelia said, "Take it easy, money for Leisha. Love you."
Yay! Thank you, guys. She needs to so badly.
David Shook sent a super duper chat.
Super duper chat.
And this is a good question. Do Texas Indigos?
Whoa.
Do Texas Indigos have the same poo issues as the Eastern Indigo?
Yeah, pretty much all the Crebos do that. And so there's a bigger group, you've heard of like black-tailed and yellow-tailed Crebos, and then the Texas Indigos and the Eastern Indigos. Honestly, though, I mean, here's the deal. That and the price are the biggest problems with these snakes. But those aren't deal breakers, right? They're not necessarily deal breakers. Like I would still consider one. False water cobras are not in the same league, but similar, right? Fast metabolism, and that they're kind of notorious for some nasty defecation. And really, like Shelby, at least at his current size, not really an issue, right? And I've seen mixed reviews. I know some of the indigo snake people were upset that I brought it to your attention about pooping.
Were they?
Yeah, I saw a few. But the thing is, there's also a whole lot of people who keep Eastern Indigos who are like, oh, that's so true.
Right.
So it's like, but that's not. Depending on the kind of substrate you use and and how diligent you are about cleaning things up, it's not. Here's the deal. They're gonna do that maybe a couple times a week. If you have a baby, they're gonna do that several times a day.
Yeah, but it's not everywhere.
0.6. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is
I
so
held
everywhere.
that Eastern Indigo snake that was on the video, and the owner, Richard, I was coming up with Robert. Richard was saying, talking to me about the poop while we were there holding it, and he was like, "Be careful," just warning me. And right when he was saying that, I gave the snake back to Richard, and then it just sprayed. Luckily, there was a garbage can nearby, so he was able to kind of direct the tail into the garbage. But it's worse than kids. I'm sorry, that is worse. At least you have a diaper with kids.
Yeah, but sometimes you're in the car, okay, and you're on a road trip. You're out in the middle of nowhere, and you've got one car seat, one set of car seat padding, and it is up to their neck. 0.6. 0.
It's never been up to their neck. The people who have never been parents are going to be like, what? And then the people who have experienced this are like, neck? I've never had one that bad. We've never had it go up to their neck.
Liam? Neck.
That was not his.
How close to the neck does it need to get?
Our nephew.
It's like, if it's like there, close enough, right? Like, oh, the horror.
That's when I was pregnant with Owen. So it was even worse. We had like huge eyes.
We've gotten ourselves into
around the side of the road, and they're just stripping off these bags.
And then what do you do? Right? You put them back in your poop seat?
And you have
poop seat?
You gotta just clean it the best you can, and then you go to a gas station and pull off.
Can you imagine sitting in a seat that has been cleaned with poop the best you can? Just kind of rubbed with some wipes a little. Just be like, okay, sit back in your wet poop seat till we get to a gas station.
If it's up to their neck, then it's not getting on the seats. The clothes would keep it in. Okay, we're moving on. Steven said, I went slacklining with a girl I liked once. I was really bad at it, and
Which
it was
Steven
embarrassing. Steven Shepard, your friend.
Steven was there when I named our Aki friend.
Oh, yeah.
Without him, this wouldn't have happened.
It was 2010, and I still hate slacklining.
So, wait, can you read that one to me again?
He went with a girl he liked, and he felt embarrassed because he was really bad at it.
Yeah. Well, I went with a girl I liked, and she got seriously injured, so I'm maybe done with my slacklining career as well.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Here's the take home. Never slackline with a girl you like, A. And B, Indigo snake poop? Not good, but it's no baby.
Anthony sent another super duper chat.
Super duper chat.
Hi there, my friend. What are your thoughts on the new discoveries about Spinosaurus and how it's soon to be a predominantly aquatic dinosaur?
Oh, that shocks me exactly 0%.
Isn't that what that big sail is? That for heat?
Well, the sail might be for heat, but it could be for stability. But more importantly, the shape of the head of Spinosaurus. Okay, so
it's like a gar.
Yes, it is. It's like so we actually have a whole video on how to catch fish with your face. But most of that video focuses on suction feeding, which is one of the ways it's been very successful. But there is another, and that is have long, skinny jaws, because it is very difficult as a large predator, if you're coming up behind a fish, to move your whole body up to the fish before the fish can move away. But what is fairly easy is to move your head up next to a fish and then go, nom. And if your jaws are long and skinny, then they don't have a lot of drag. And they're long, so even if the fish moves a little bit, you're still going to get it in your sideways nom. And so things like gars, even things like swordfish and marlin and sailfish have got this basic idea of the sideways slash going on. Dolphins, gharials, a lot of your wading birds. This is a very good way to catch fish with your face, because bobbing for fish is a tough game. And the Spinosaurus is 100% built like a fish eater. So I find it not surprising at all that they would be a largely aquatic predator.
And didn't Jurassic Park have them in the water?
Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah.
Probably. I've only seen Jurassic Park 3 twice.
I'm pretty sure it was in the water.
I've owned it, and I've never watched the copy I own. But I watched it twice the day it came out in theaters.
You watched it with Owen.
I watched bits and pieces of it with Owen. And what I saw of it, it wasn't as bad as I remember it being.
Yeah.
But I think so. There was a big scene in the book Jurassic Park where they're in a boat, like a raft on a river, getting pursued by the T-Rex, and I think they tried to kind of have that scene as part of Jurassic Park 3, and they used the Spinosaurus swimming in the water. So that would make perfect sense. I mean, I think it's always been somewhat obvious that it's a fish eater and somewhat aquatic, and it surprises me 0% to find out that it's more aquatic even than
Captain Moby, our friend Doug.
Yeah.
He said just in the thread, he was like, sideways nom. I think that's the scientific term.
Yes. We need this on a shirt now. A sideways nom.
Yeah.
We'll have a picture of Spinosaurus on there, like.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Marilia sent a super chat and said, we couldn't be happier that we asked about Clint's freshwater interests.
Yes, and please keep those questions coming.
So, I don't know if you guys know about Rate My Professor. Can I say this?
I don't even know what you're going to say, so absolutely.
So, I have gone on to Rate My Professor, but especially when I was in college, to see how the professors were that I got and stuff. And Clint's on there on a few different sites with Rate My Professor. And you either love or you hate that he goes off on tangents. He goes off on tangents.
This stuff be cool.
Yep.
People ask me a question about something rad, I'll be like, you may never know about this. This is introductory biology for non-majors. You'll probably never get another chance to geek out with somebody like me.
Let's see. Lizardfish.
Lizardfish?
Just sent $5. So
no comment?
No comment.
Thank you so much, Lizardfish. I'm glad I did the special Lizardfish chant.
Lizardfish! Some more super chats from Anthony. Hi there, my friends. Why is the tutor the last living member of Rhinocerophilia? Did I say that right?
Let's. Rhino.
No, Rhinocerophilia?
Yeah.
Rhinocerophilia. What allowed it to survive while all its relatives died out?
That is a very good question. So the tuatara is what you would call a living fossil, and I use air quotes because it's not actually like a living fossil.
Put your air quotes together. It looks weird with the mouth like this.
I air quote like the owl blinks.
Put them together.
Okay, so the reality with a living fossil is they're not organisms that we find like deep into the fossil record. What we do find are the only relatives of them, because the rest of their lineage is extinct. So things like ginkgo biloba is a one remaining ginkgo species. There, we find other ginkgos, but they're all extinct. The things like coelacanths, there's a couple of species of coelacanth we've found. It's not that we find those same coelacanths deep in the fossil record. It's just that the only other coelacanths we find anywhere are in the fossil record, because the other ones have all gone extinct. And so it's a lineage that is almost extinct, except for very few representatives. And so I think you've got, maybe, is it 2 species of tuataras in New Zealand, and that's it. And why they went extinct, I don't exactly know. They're a really interesting group. What I can probably tell you with more confidence is that they're probably persisting in New Zealand because of the general weirdness of New Zealand. One of the things about New Zealand is, as far as I know, there may be a couple of little examples of something, but I think New Zealand has no native mammals. And
like Australia?
No, Australia has
mammals, because obviously.
Yeah, no mammals, full stop.
Oh, wow.
And so they've got things.
Eukaryote.
Oh yeah, so a lot of the roles of mammals in New Zealand have been filled by birds and insects, like the giant crickets that are basically like mice.
Still?
Yeah.
Still today?
Yeah.
I didn't see any giant crickets.
Well, that's because we were stuck in Auckland pretty much the whole time.
No, we went out to the country.
Just a little. We didn't. Where we wanted to go is to the south, but we were tied to the north.
Yeah.
We learned how to do a trip. Our going to New Zealand and Australia were more stops along the way to get to Niue, which is where we were actually trying to go. But they taught us how you should properly do a trip, and that is never tie yourself to a major city when you go to these kinds of places.
We like getting out.
Yeah, because I want to go out into the nature.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be tied going back and forth to some city where it takes hours to even get out of the metro area. Yeah. Anywho, so that has probably allowed them to survive where, whatever drove the rest of their group to extinction has done so. My guess as far as why they'd go extinct is probably they're really long-lived. They mature at a very old age. And so they're probably, in a situation where there's almost any predation. They're not doing very well, probably at all. And their brain seems to be less advanced than that of true lizards, and so they might have trouble competing with other lizards in a more competitive environment.
We could do a video on this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I could learn. And then find out.
No, I mean do a video
on tuataras. Absolutely, because we saw a bunch of tuataras. Yeah. Went out of my way to see tuataras.
Let us know if you want a tuatara video.
Yeah. I have a feeling that might be pretty popular. Should we do a tuatara video?
Let's see.
I'll have to see how much footage we have of tuataras, but I think we have quite a bit.
Sam Pagano said, this is a super chat, could you talk briefly about breviceps/rain frogs and how silly these frogs are?
Oh.
Did I read that?
They're really goofy looking frogs. Very.
I'm going to look up a picture.
So they're sort of like a lungfish, in that they spend a lot of their time just under the ground and then they pop out when it rains. They got really narrow little faces, and giant bodies. Yeah, get a picture for us. But I don't know a terrific amount about them off the top of my head, but they are seriously goofy.
They're not as goofy as some of the frogs other people were mentioning, like the purple frog and.
Yeah, but they're pretty goofy. Look at the dark ones.
Here, hold it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get just a. Oh dear. It is like it has no head and they just stuffed a face on its body.
They stuffed a face on its body. Oh dear.
Let's see. The toe gobbler doesn't seem to have made up their mind if they want a tuatara video or not.
Okay, let's see.
I'm gonna go get Miss Martha.
Okay, good.
But then we should probably maybe consider opening a package or checking something off of our list.
Do you have a package?
I have got a package and a letter.
That's say.
We've got a name. We've done our leash update. I can check that off the list. I've already sung the Indigo Snake song. What do you got? While I'm gone, let Leisha know, in my absence, what do you guys think of the Indigo Snake song? She thinks it's a little embarrassing.
I do. I was like, you're cute, but it's a little embarrassing.
That's kind of our entire lives.
Our entire lives. By the way, there's a few moderators on here from the Discord, and I wanted to thank them for being mods for us during the live stream. And Newt said, it's not embarrassing at all, Leisha. It's a little embarrassing because you're not married to Clinty. I'm married to Clinty. Oh, dear. People are saying that they want a Tuatara video. Oh, here he comes.
Okay. 0.6 out of 5. 0.6 out of 5. This is our lowest scoring creature we've ever reviewed, but isn't she cute?
Martha, put your eyes up so we can see how cute you are. Hi, Smiles.
She's the best. She's not in Chief's attire though, which is
too bad.
Yeah, what can you do? Baby girl, how was your nap? You want to see all the people? There they are.
Say hi. I've been trying to teach her how to wave.
I've been thinking about the fact that, like, when we started doing these weekly live streams,
Martha wasn't born.
She wasn't born.
Yeah. Stop.
Run along, Theo. Go on,
We're
buddy.
not gonna play right now.
Yeah. Mother's like, I'll play. But isn't that crazy? Like, I was thinking, like, she was born, and basically, like, I'm like, look what I got, like, right then.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she was born in the same room, basically, where we were doing our live streams.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And now, look at how big she is. Can you believe
She's
this?
a biggity.
This is nuts. It makes this seem like it's really been a long time that we've been doing
It has been
this.
a long time. It's almost been an entire year.
That's insane. That's insane.
Speaking of a long time, do you want to bring up what you saw from 3 years ago?
Yes. Okay, so if you want to see an actual picture of it, you should hop on our Instagram for Clint Reptiles. But I found a picture came up today from 3 years ago, which is at 3 years ago. So there are three families that make Clint Reptiles happen. There's the Merritts, the Atkinsons, and the Laidlaws. And Karen is an incredible baker. Karen Merritt. She's an incredible baker.
She loves to bake, and she's good at it.
And she made, exactly 3 years ago, the most incredible cake to celebrate our 10,000th subscriber to the channel. And so 3 years ago, we just hit 10,000 subscribers right now, which I think that's 3 years ago. That's 3 years ago. And now we are just a few thousand subscribers away from 300,000.
1 million this year.
Yeah, right.
Can you imagine?
That'd be something. That'd be something. But it's been just incredible. It's been so amazing watching this community grow. And really the fact that even though there are so many more of us now than there used to be, I think it still has the same feel to it. Like, it's super positive and close-knit, and like everybody's there to help each other.
It's a special community.
It really is, and it hasn't changed, even though there are more people in it. And I love that about it. It's really special and awesome.
What do you need, Miss Martha?
I was just wondering if you had any food for me.
Martha!
What do you guys think of this creature?
She looks so good.
She's no, I don't want to jinx it. But she's been pretty good about the indigo snake stuff.
What?
She's not very prone to the blowout.
No.
Thank goodness. So maybe not every indigo snake is created equal. Not all babies explode up to their neck, but it can happen. Oh yeah.
Maybe she's cold. That's why.
Yeah, we'll get it.
She's feeling a little defensive.
Yep. She's trying to bite. She's trying to bite me. She will. No, she's not too bad. She's not too bad. They can tell the difference between fingers and food. Oh, maybe they can.
I love you. She's so sweet.
Sorry, we gotta stop geeking out over our children.
Super chats. Sorry. More super chats. Okay, Jason said, "What wattage would you recommend for an MV bowl? Is that supposed to be UV bowl, or is MV different?"
MV would be mercury vapor.
Oh. learned something new.
which is UV and heat.
Okay, 36 by 18 by 18 northern BTS enclosure currently have a 100 watts and spit cold. Thanks.
Yeah, probably like a 125 might be a good wattage. And really, a lot of it too is it's not the wattage necessarily, but how close you have your basking spot to the bowl. And so you can adjust a lot of things. You can adjust exactly where the lamp is, exactly how high your basking spot is until you get it just right.
Let's see. Anthony says, "Hi there, my friend. What are your thoughts on the new discoveries about
Spinosaurus?
Yeah. Okay. Where am I? Sean P says, Chili's bathroom. My child was standing at a urinal with his pants and pull up around his ankles, then moved into the bunched up pants and shoes. Neck. Can you even? What did you even do? You're like, okay, time to go home. Our food's not even here yet.
You imagine trying to eat your food after dealing with that? Oh, man.
That's making me gag a little.
But the nice thing is it'll be a great wedding toast story someday. Or a thing to tell his prom date while you're waiting. I don't know if I ever mentioned this to you, but just a few years ago.
Oh dear. Okay.
You got a good giggle out of that one.
Pants were all bunched up. It's not like it was just one part you had to wash. It's okay.
No, that's terrible.
Amy B says, in light of the long toothy sideways nom, what does a sand boa ambush similarly with such a blunt head?
Why or oh
Why does a sand boa ambush similarly with such a blunt head?
well, it's still quick. Right? Now catching animals on land is a little bit different than catching animals in the water. And probably more than anything, the reason the sand boa head is like that is because the sand boa is a snake. And so it's only got snake morphology to work with. Long, skinny jaws might have been even more successful, but that is for catching food, but not necessarily for swallowing them in the way that snakes do. And if the variation isn't present in the population to cause a change, it doesn't help. You can't select for something that doesn't exist. All right. That's a good question. Let me get to something on my list while I wait for Alicia to get back, because I have many things on my list. Okay. So I did the 10,000. The Josh's Frogs code. Again, if you haven't seen it, we released a super secret ninja midweek video for you guys on an enclosure build, a really cool enclosure build we did for a paludarium. And in the description of that video, there is a code for Josh's Frogs. Josh's Frogs has awesome stuff, and I think this is 15% off. That's a good deal. So make sure you take advantage of that. I don't know how long it lasts. Jason, if you know how long, please comment. But I don't know how long that code lasts, so maybe jump on it. And that gets me down to packages, names, and what I was doing at last year's Super Bowl. Unless we've got another question for you.
We have a couple more super chats.
All right, let's do it.
Super chat. Okay, let's see.
She's good.
Anthony says, "What are some of your favorite or most interesting recent biological discoveries?" Sorry, I sent that Spinosaurus question twice. Oops.
Ah.
Oh, I see. Sorry, Anthony.
Some of my favorite recent biological discoveries. Boy, howdy, it seems like I see some really cool stuff. Oh, Jason was telling me about one last night that was pretty interesting, which is, while we're on the topic of freshwater fish, let's talk about zebra Danios. So zebra Danios are sort of the model vertebrate organism for geneticists. And that's why you've got things like the glowfish and stuff like that you see at the stores, and they're all zebra Danios. It's because geneticists work with them like they work with Drosophila melanogaster fruit flies. They work with zebra Danios. And something totally awesome is, so the zebra Danios are part of the ray fin fishes. And the ray fin fishes, unlike the sarcopterygian fishes, like the coelacanths that we talked about before, they don't have much as far as skeletal structure going down into their fins. But when you look at things like the lungfishes, they've actually got the bones that we have in our entire arm down in their fin. And that's something you see across the terrestrial vertebrates as well, as those same bones. Well, they were able to do a small gene edit with CRISPR to alter one gene.
In real life?
One gene, yeah, in these zebra Danios, and they developed the bones down into their fins from a single gene that they didn't really think had to do anything with skeletal development.
Wow.
So anyway, it's really, really eye-opening as far as how quickly a mutation that seems that significant and complex could actually happen. Something I was talking to Jason about last night with respect to this is just when you combine an understanding of evolutionary biology with an understanding of developmental biology, development is sort of miraculous. How much all the cells coordinate their activities for you to develop. And the fact that we develop roughly the same way so consistently is remarkable. But it wouldn't take a very big change at a early developmental stage to lead to something quite remarkably different.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what we see there. Anyway,
let's see. Jonathan Fernandez said, "Hey Clint, what do you think of the recent discovery of the smallest reptile on Earth?
This tiny little chameleon?
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Thumbnail chameleon.
It is really, really little, like fingertip.
I know.
Sitting on.
Wait, is it smaller than the one that
Yes.
David Attenborough holds?
Yes.
Wow.
Even smaller. I think it's awesome. I think it's really awesome.
Get her somewhere.
And this is an interesting thing is, when it comes to ectothermic organisms like reptiles, they can potentially get really ridiculously small. But homeothermic organisms that maintain a consistent body temperature using energy from metabolism, they can only get so small because as you get smaller and smaller, your surface area relative to your volume becomes larger and larger, which means you dump heat faster and faster the smaller that you are. This is why you find small dinosaurs that are feathered, but large dinosaurs generally not feathered, because they would cook themselves being a big dinosaur with as much volume as they have relative to their surface area. But as they get little, if you're going to maintain a constant body temperature, you're just dumping heat too fast. So they insulated was the only way that they could be successful, small. Now, so when you talk about mammals and birds, they seem to get to be about the size of a bumblebee. There's a bat and a shrew and a little hummingbird that are all about that size. And those all have to live in fairly tropical areas to stay warm enough. But they don't really get any littler than that. But when it comes to reptiles, I mean, they can pretty much get any amount of small.
Okay, let's do the last super chat for a while, and we'll.
Last super chat for a while.
This is from Darren Graham. Clint, we need to talk fish at some point.
Yes,
I've had bichir, gar, arowana, stingrays, and various others. You want to geek out over fish? I accept this challenge.
Oh, please come do a face-to-face. Please, I would love to geek out the whole time. We could even plan out a tank. Oh, we would have so much fun.
Plan out a tank? That sounds fun.
Yes, it does. Especially to me. All right, well, Alicia's gone.
I'm getting Martha some Cheerios.
While Alicia's getting Martha some Cheerios, let me talk about last year's Super Bowl, shall we?
Yeah.
I've maybe talked to you about this before. But as the Super Bowl was approaching, I looked at our schedule with great horror.
Yeah.
Because I discovered that for the first time in 50 years, my favorite team was going to the Super Bowl, which is unbelievably exciting. And I was going to be out of town. And where I was last Super Bowl Sunday, I woke up in New Hampshire. And actually, it was really fascinating the week of the Super Bowl being at the Boston airport and watching all of the Patriot fans like they just didn't know what to do on a Super Bowl Sunday with their team not in the Super Bowl. It was like, what is happening? It was like, it was like the apocalypse. But anyway, Though now airports actually do look like the apocalypse.
Yeah.
But anyway, the day before I'll back up. And I've told this story before, but I'll back up. A week before the Super Bowl, I woke up on the Sunday before the Super Bowl, and I'm like, oh my gosh. It was like dread and excitement all wrapped into one thing. Because it's like I'm super excited, but also like they could easily lose this game, and then that's so every 50 years they go to a Super Bowl for me, and so a week before though, like I already had a big knot in my stomach, and the day before the Super Bowl, we were at Nerd, and we were at Nerd for a few days, but the day before the Super Bowl, we were at Nerd, and that was the day that I held Lilith, which was not something I planned to do. I wasn't even sure I wanted to be in the room with Lilith.
He's like, I'm not even going to be in the same room as Lilith. You don't have to worry, Leash.
Yeah, well, that was naughty, Daddy. So anyway, the morning of the Super Bowl, the very day of the Super Bowl, I woke up at like 5 a.m. just like, oh my gosh, so excited. Completely unable to even think about football because I was 100% just stupendously excited about what had happened the night before. Like I held Lilith. Yep. I cannot believe that really happened, and I'm so glad it went well. And but that was such an incredible experience, and I kind of realized that a lot of the experiences that we routinely give to people with reptiles probably feel as exciting and dangerous to them as holding Lilith felt to me. Yeah. And and that is, like I've seen so many times people, they're just, after what seems like a fairly routine experience with a snake, they're so excited and so happy. And it's like, it reminded me what that feels like. Yeah. And I haven't forgotten. Anyway, I watched the Super Bowl on the plane flying home from Nerd. And that's actually, we don't have channels at our house, so it wasn't that bad.
We would have gone somewhere. And I decked myself out in all of Clinty's cheap stuff, wore his hat, and it's like everything he had, and sent him pictures, and I yelled really loud for him.
I wore my Patrick Mahomes jersey on the plane, though. Yeah. And so I was ready. Everybody was watching the Super Bowl on the plane. Yeah. I was just the only one super excited. I want to get a paper towel because I want to clean up a little mess in with the Aki, and then I want to tell a story while we're on the subject of the Chiefs.
Tell what story?
About naming my Aki.
Oh, yeah. Hi. What are you doing? Will you get one for Martha, too?
Yes.
Thank you. Martha, say hi to all the people.
All these people just get to be part of our lives. We run off, we clean up messes, we get babies, we take dogs out. It's just a day in the life of
real life. Yep. Day in the life of Clinty. Oh, dear. There are no more super chats right now, but let's go over to Patreon. Okay. This is from Hedrigal. What non-avian dinosaur do you think would have made the best pet?
Ooh. That is a great question. I'll be right over to tackle this a bit better. I've considered this. In fact, would you guys like for us at some point to make a video about like best pet non-avian dinosaurs? Well, it wouldn't have been T-Rex. Something around the size of like Compsognathus would probably not be more unreasonable certainly not more unreasonable than a bird of prey. Yeah. It might be sort of like keeping an Argus monitor or something like that, which would be fairly reasonable. Then there are also some small-ish like ceratopsians and things, especially some of those small bipedal ceratopsians that might have made pretty decent herbivorous pet dinosaurs. So I think there are a few rad options.
People are saying yes, do that.
You guys want that? Yeah, I actually think I even started like planning that out somewhat at one point. So shall we? Like a top 5 pet dinosaurs, but non-avian dinosaurs. I'll specify that at the beginning of the video, but I'm not talking about birds here. I'm talking about legit dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. All right. All right, you got it. You got it. I think I could give some pros and cons at the very least.
Sean B said Martha wants to hold the Aki. She does. I'm trying to distract her with Cheerios.
All right, so I will tell you about naming my little Aki. Here's the thing. I wanted an Aki for at least 15 years. It might have been the first reptile expo I ever attended.
Really?
I went there. It was in Denver, and they had the first Aki I'd ever seen. And I held it, and it was like this. And I'm just like, this is a monitor lizard, but it's actually like reasonably sized, delightful personality, stupendously cool looking. Oh my gosh. And I have been basically obsessed with Akis ever since. Now, my problem is I decided to be a graduate student and whatnot. That didn't put me in the category of humans that afford Akis. Akis are preposterously expensive.
Yep.
But you have no idea how little you're living on when you're a graduate student. And so I've never been able to justify my own Aki. So for, but more than 15 years, I just really wanted an Aki.
Yeah.
And then it finally happened last year. And I had this epiphany while I was talking to Steven. This is a yellow Aki. The other Akis are red Akis. There are red Akis and there are yellow Akis, which had never really occurred to me before, but those happen to be the very same colors that are sported by my favorite sports team, the Kansas City Chiefs. And after a lifetime of waiting for the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl, and half of my lifetime waiting to get an Aki, both of those things happened in the very same year. Coincidence? I think not. And so I realized, perhaps in honor of this incredibleness and the fact that there are red Akis and yellow Akis out there, I wanted to name my Aki. Well, the first name that jumped into my head, and some of you commented this because I did talk about this a little bit on Instagram. Some of you commented, is it going to be Chief? You should have named him Chief. And Chief did jump into my head.
That's cute.
I did at one point, thank you, Bear.
Yeah.
I think it was the Sarah Sonorum gecko that we reviewed had a perfect little arrowhead on its tail.
Oh, yeah.
And I called that one Chief. And even though I don't even own that one, I'm like, well, that name's sort of taken. And so I have arrived at what I think is the perfect name for my little dude. And his name is Patrick, after Patrick Mahomes, who is not the reason that I have an Aki, but he is totally the reason that the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl last year and remarkably are back there again this year. And it looks promising that they may go many times. And I might know what it has felt like for the last 20 years to be a Patriots fan in the near future. So that's super exciting. So anyway, I'd like to introduce you all to Patrick, my finally named yellow Aki monitor, who brings me tremendous. He's everything I thought he would be.
Sharing the lizard and Martha's staring at in the background. You see Martha.
Yeah, she's so interested. Look at her. She's just like me. That's Clinty level interest in that lizard. What do you think of that, Miss Martha? What do you think? You want to see this, Martha? She's like, I don't want to see it in real life. What do you think? You like that Aki? You want an Aki too? She can now go her whole life wanting an Aki. What do you think? So anyway, this is Patrick. I better put him away though because I do have a package to open. Oh, and we have
Just have some Patreon.
I'm gonna wash my hands in case you need help with the baby.
Okay.
So I'll be back.
Okay, another Patreon question. By the way, while he's gone, Patreon is
Smart.
Amazing. We really are so appreciative of all the people who support us on Patreon. And Jason, I know, works really hard to give back to the people who support us. There's a lot of perks for supporting us on Patreon. One of them is there's a podcast that William and Jason and Clint do together. They call it Lizard Lunch, and they discuss all things nerdy. There's you get early
releases of old videos, extra videos.
Yes, early releases,
which are mostly
videos,
just me geeking out.
Yeah, all sorts of really, really fun things to see. Lenses. We went to the zoo this week for Clinty's birthday.
Yeah, Patreon lens. We never talked about that.
Yeah, Jason did a lens there at the zoo with one of
and he tries to do it whenever we film to give like sneak peeks of what's coming up.
Yep. So there's a lot of fun things. So Anthony is a patron, and he says, what animal that you've done a video on were you the most excited to interact with?
Emerald tree monitors have to be up there high on that list. Honestly, though, probably Joel Lacerda. I felt, but that was not so much from the interaction, but more from the beauty of it. And, but I would say probably the one that I was not excited about it beforehand so much. The crocodilians have all been really exciting because I love them. But I would say the animal that has left me the most excited is the king cobras.
Really?
Oh my gosh!
I think you were excited for the Gila monster in the Amazon.
Yeah, I do love. Well, especially the Gila.
Yeah.
I love me some Gilas.
We might go Gila hunting.
Well, if we're going when you were saying, I think that might be too early.
Really?
When do the Gilas come out in Arizona?
We want to go Gila hunting, not to kill them, just to see them.
Just to find them. I would like that very much. So, anyway.
Evan said, "Hi Clint, do you pay attention to drama between other YouTube channels in the hobby?"
No.
Okay.
Every now and then I bump into it. Like I'll see it. Here's the thing.
And there's a few people who we know, like our neighbors and things, who are really into reptiles, who watch other channels and will like text them, like, "Oh, you were in this video" or something. Yeah.
If I'm in a video, but for the most part, I don't know about the drama and I don't care.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm not. I often I get along with people pretty well, and usually, I mean, there've been a lot of situations in my life outside of YouTube where I've got two people that I consider both of them friends, and they hate each other's guts, and
it looks like Brian's here, Brian Pesco.
Brian,
hi. We haven't watched if he peed.
Yeah, I haven't watched his update on if he drank his own pee for US Ark. It's a good cause.
Tell us if you drink.
Yeah. How'd it go, Brian? How'd it go?
How'd it taste?
Yeah. Give us a full review. On a scale of 1 to 10.
We'll have to go watch his video.
Yeah.
Anyways, we can move on. Sam Finch said, "Ackies are such fun. What do you think is the best way to socialize them and get them used to handling?"
That's a very good
question.
question.
Don't pat them on the head like I did, evidently.
Yes. So I've been working with my Ackie. So one thing I'd recommend that I don't have yet, but I'm going to be upgrading soon, is a front entry enclosure. That very much changes the way that you approach your Ackie, and you're not a predator anymore. Food, this is a very food-driven lizard, and so that can allow you to build a really good relationship, because any interaction that involves food, they will consider to be a positive interaction. Brian wrote,
what do you say?
You and your family are much too incredibly pleasant to be involved in BS. It was absolutely tasteless. I thought you were talking about the BS for a second, but then I figured out. So you should have eaten some smacks beforehand.
What are snacks?
Oh, I think we've got some in the closet. Or like Golden Crisp, the puffed wheat with honey, where your pee always smells like it tastes.
Gross.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
Oh, how could you not know? And so if there's a round 2, I would really like you to do a little experiment for us where you eat some smacks beforehand and then let us know if it's still tasteless. Sorry, Bear. What was your term earlier? Embarrassing, but
cute.
On the line? Am I right in the line between cute and embarrassing? Is that what we said?
Okay, a couple more Patreon questions really quick. Hedrigal said, "Does the entire iguana species in complex have bad personalities for pets, or could there be iguanas out there that make better pets, but we haven't figured out which?"
Oh no, we totally figured out which.
Rhino iguanas?
Rhino iguanas generally, they're certainly better than green iguanas. The main thing with a rhino iguana is they've still got really serious weapons, probably more substantial in terms of bite force than a green iguana. Scoot this way, scoochy, scoochy.
If you're wondering where Martha went, we have a pack and play right next to us.
And so there are some really great ones. But this is an exciting, I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen. I recently went to Ty Park's Iguana Land when I was with Dave Kaufman down in Florida. And I did a top 5 pet iguanas. because there are lots of great iguanas. Iguana, the green iguana,
is that
just doesn't
coming out?
happen to be one of the better ones. Soonish.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it yet, but
That's
we've got it
exciting.
scheduled.
5 best pet iguanas. So look for that.
So there are some great pet iguanas. I will tell you one of them right now, which I think is probably the best one for most people, which is the banana pectinata. Okay. It's not a really big iguana, but they're just tremendous.
Brian said most of the
Scientific and dignified conversations. Oh, I think she's talking to me.
Okay, sorry,
We're
Brian.
just butting into your conversation.
Yeah, like two butters. Okay,
Like two butters.
Have you ever regretted getting a reptile, and if so, what was it and why?
I don't know that I've like full on regretted it, but some of them haven't been as fun as I hoped.
There are reptiles that
be.
Clint has that Clint likes that I don't like.
Yeah, you don't like the Dumeril's monitor. And I will say, I have the worst Dumeril's monitor to have because he's grumpy, and that is the reason that you don't normally like. That's the reason you get a Dumeril's monitor is because they're not. And so he's a bad Dumeril's monitor. But I'm gonna move him into a new enclosure at the room in the near future where we can get in with him a little bit more and interact with him differently than I can interact with him now. He's improved dramatically. He's a butthead, but I don't regret him at all. I love him.
Brian says, "Gotta get back to work. Just wanted to pop in and say howdy. Love and miss you guys.
Oh,
love you, Brian.
Brian.
We're excited for our someday Hawaii trip.
Yes.
with
Oh
your
my gosh, that'd
family.
be amazing.
That'd be so amazing.
Yes,
Thanks
yes.
for popping in. Anna and Patrick says, have you ever gone herping in Arizona? If so, what was the experience like? We live there and have been thinking about giving it a shot because of your videos. I have, but Clinton has it.
Even herping?
Not like herping, but I've got geckos and stuff. in
That counts.
Arizona.
That counts. So, I think we have just tucked through the corner of Arizona on our way to California,
Disneyland.
and I think we've like pulled off before and looked around like near a parking lot.
Yeah.
I don't consider that massive level herping.
No.
But, so technically, kind of, sorta, but I would like to go herping more full on because it should be
We really want to.
incredible herping there
Soon.
if you time it right.
Yeah. Amanda Gibbs said, hi guys, for both of you. What was the first reptile you ever interacted with? How was the experience? Amphibians count for this question.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was a garter snake and it bit me. That's my first memory.
Mine were either garter snakes or bullfrog tadpoles, since you said
Yeah.
amphibians count.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure which of those. Oh, dang. That's a little secret. But you guys know I just got some frogs, right, from the video on Wednesday. That tank is now full of tadpoles.
It's not a secret. I thought you posted it on Instagram.
I did, but I haven't shared it on the channel at all. There's only a few of you who follow us on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Huh?
Huh.
Well, think about it. There's 300,000
I know.
almost,
but-
and there's only 30,000 on Instagram. It's only 1 in 10.
All right. So, yeah.
It's full of tadpoles.
I was little, so I'm sure I was not handling the snake right. I think I was trying to cup it in my hands like this. I'm pretty sure that's how I got it. Okay. Adam Ward said, have you ever thought about doing more birds of prey videos? If so, what would you think about the Harris hawk?
It would be interesting to do a Harris hawk. In fact, we have a video coming up in the relatively near future where somebody's talking about falconry quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a falconry video. They're talking about falconry because it's relevant to what they're talking about, and they talk about Harris hawks quite a bit.
What video is this?
It's another video with the Mink Man.
Oh, Mink Man video. That's exciting.
And so the thing though that I would consider doing the most, just because I have a friend who has one. He's helped us with some other videos. He has the caiman lizards. Anyway, he has a red-tailed hawk he's offered, and I would like to do a red-tailed hawk video. For one thing, we actually haven't done a true hawk or an eagle. Like we did an owl and we did a peregrine falcon. I learned peregrine falcons and falcons in general are more closely related to parrots than they are to hawks and eagles.
No way.
So
that's interesting.
So we haven't done a true hawk or an eagle. So I would like to do a red-tailed hawk, but I feel like I've done a lot of falconry birds and not a lot. I mean, we've only done chickens.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd like to do some of the other groups of birds first before I dive back into falconry. Yeah. You kind of have a feel for falconry generally, that it's a big deal, but not all birds are equal. And I can tell you though, if I get a chance to do an American kestrel, I'd probably do it just because I love them so much. That's the only falconry bird I would want, and it's usually like because I adore them. If I had a little aviary, anyway.
Cute.
That is all.
Our friend Doug, who we've met at the reptile room quite a few times, he's a great guy. He says, my reptile room has taken a bit longer than expected.
I understand that.
We do. Here's the thing. I would love everyone's input. I am painting now, and I want an accent wall. The room is a creamy yellow color. So what color do you think I should paint on the wall? I think you should do a mural of leaves. I think that'd be fun.
Leave it to Leisha. A mural of leaves?
Yeah, like big leaves, not just like, tons of little, but big.
Any other thoughts?
Banana leaves and.
So it's a creamy yellow, but then an accent wall. Is that just like a pop color?
Yeah, just one wall of pop color. Terracotta might be really pretty in a reptile room.
Yeah. Actually, it might be. It kind of depends on if your reptile room is more desert themed or more tropical themed.
Well, I think terracotta would look good with a tropical theme because that it would pop out like the sun. I don't know.
Take her advice.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yes, she does.
Russ Wilson from Aquarimax Pets. By the way, I hope all of you guys are saying in the feed what color Doug should paint as well. Are the emerald tree skinks likely to produce any offspring in the near future?
I hope so. I've stopped searching for their eggs. I'm letting them incubate in the enclosure because I found that they don't cannibalize their offspring. But we've been going through the cold months right now, and so usually when lizards don't lay, they don't lay during the cold period. So I don't know if she's been laying lately.
Hopefully, we'll just see some baby lizards.
I haven't seen any pop out yet, and so I'm kind of waiting on that. If in 6 months or so I haven't seen any, I'll probably dig around and see if I have bad eggs in there. If I've got bad eggs in there, I'm going to start digging and incubating because they're not incubating in the enclosure. I'm learning.
Speaking of baby lizards crawling around your face, your little cute lizard face made me think of it. I did a zoo trip video because we went to the zoo for
Is that already
birthday. No, I was going to do it tomorrow. Clint thinks I should release on Saturdays, so it's all up on and ready to go, but I'm going to release it tomorrow. But we went to the zoo and there were baby animals everywhere. And me and Clint were freaking out about the baby black and white colobus monkeys. Clint was like, oh my gosh.
So, when I worked at Disney World, we had black and white colobus monkeys, but there were never any babies.
Yeah.
They're adorable.
They're so cute. And there's one baby that was laying on the pole, it was scared to move. It had his legs and arms wrapped. Oh, it was so cute. We were dying. And baby gorillas.
A baby gorilla that's
and,
baby Martha's little twinner.
Yeah, so cute. Speaking of baby gorillas, she's up like a gorilla in her little pack and play enclosure.
And a little baby zebra. Anyway, it was really, really cool.
It was awesome. So if you want to see our trip to the zoo and why the zoo is so important to us, then you should watch that. My channel's called Why Not Me.
Why Not Me?
You should open some
I should.
mail.
I'm going to open the letter first. So this is from Ian Thayer.
What state is he from?
Connecticut.
I've always wanted to visit Connecticut. Cute.
Oh, let's see here. Clint, this is a short letter, so I have time to read the whole thing. Clint, I have been watching your channel for 3 years now, and I love your videos. My friend is thinking about getting a leopard gecko. I would like for you to make a video on how to set up a leopard gecko enclosure. I think that's a really great idea. I've actually been... Because I used to just keep them on paper towels because I did have very good success with their toes on that. But I've been experimenting with different substrates and having good success. I've created my own sandstone, which has been working really, really well. And so I've been fiddling with leopard geckos. I think we should consider doing a bioactive leopard gecko enclosure build sometime. I think that'd be cool. Yeah. Thank you, and thank you for sending us a letter. And number 2. So this one is from Sherry Weaver LaBelle.
Of South Carolina.
All right.
We want to visit the Carolinas someday so bad. I miss my shirt. You having fun over there?
It's a book.
Oh. This is Sherry LBW. She sent the children's book that she was talking to us about. Thank you.
Holy
she
smokes.
sent you the Gaboon Viper and now this book. I'm so excited to read this with the kids. It's called The Last of the Really Great.
Wang Doodles. And it's by Julie Andrews.
That's so cool. It reminds me a little bit of My Father's Dragon. That's a really good book.
Can we get a Julie Andrews song out of you, Bear?
Nah.
Which Julie Andrews
The
song?
hills are alive with the sound of music.
Oh!
Good one. I was hoping you would do that. Thank you for the book, Sherry. I don't see her on here today. So
Thank you so much. That is stupendously exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, and there's a letter inside of it.
Oh, yay.
I'm glad I was so careless in the way I picked the book up. Out goes the letter. Let's see here. Oh, this is amazing.
Cute.
Oh, and I'm really glad. Because there's a sticker for labelle geckos. And, you want to read that one?
Alicia, this was one of my favorite books as a child and still enjoy it as an adult. Give it a read yourself and see if you feel it would be enjoyed by your kids. Cute. Thank you, Sherry.
This
That's
is
so
wonderful.
fun. I'm so excited about this. This looks so great. And I really love Julie Andrews.
Owen, we should have Owen read that one to us. He'll blast through that in like 9 minutes because he's been reading like a fiend. He's read more books, I think, already than I've read in terms of novels in my life.
Yeah, he has.
He's just as, he reads stuff like with his eyeballs. That's okay. That's all my. Let me check my list.
We still have.
Yeah, we've got
super
questions.
chats
That's
coming up.
packages. I've talked
Sherry's
about the name.
here.
Sherry.
Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna go back up to see the other super chats, but I want to see what Sherry said.
Yeah.
She said, "Hope you and the kids enjoy it."
We will.
Thank you, Sherry. That's so You guys are just so thoughtful. This is the best community.
It absolutely
Full
is.
of really amazing people. Thank you, Sherry. Okay, super chat.
Super chats.
Okay, let me go back, find where we were, because quite a few have come in. Okay. John Godfrey sent a super duper chat.
Super duper chat.
Happy Friday. Would or have you considered the bamboo gene for your ball python breeding program?
Absolutely, I have.
What does that look like?
So it's kind of a khaki color with brown, sort of the colors of a lesser.
Okay.
But and it's in the blue-eyed leucistic complex, which is 100% why I'm really interested in it, because I love the blue-eyed leucistic complex. I have most of the genes in that are common. I don't have honey, which is less common. I don't have Russo because I don't like the way a het Russo looks nearly as well as a lesser or a Mojave. And I don't have bamboo. Bamboo of all three of those, and honey. I like honey too. But bamboo is the one that I'm like really interested in because it is really fascinating what it does to the pattern as well as the coloration. And the trick for me has been figuring out, like, because just a single gene bamboo is a really cool looking snake. But what combos with bamboo do I like? And I haven't been able to figure that out yet. You know, like which bamboo combos, other than like a bamboo clown, which is unbelievable, but well outside of my price range. So I haven't gotten into bamboo, but I'm always thinking about bamboo. If you guys know of any cool bamboo combos that might be in my price range, which is considerably less than the price of a clown bamboo, let me know. Anything with mahogany though. If I had a bamboo mahogany, I think my life would be pretty terrific.
Your wife or life?
Both. My wife's already pretty terrific.
Jason Gallipo said, cassowary, the best pet dinosaur.
Yes,
I would
please.
love to see you make this video if you ever have the chance to interact with one. Cassowary is what we saw in Australia, right?
Oh, well, I think we've seen
Not
cassowary.
the shoe bill
Oh, no.
at the zoo.
Was there a cassowary there?
I thought so. And we were all excited about it.
I love cassowaries.
I know you do. That's why we were all excited about
I've
it.
seen, I think the Denver Zoo has cassowaries.
Okay.
So we've seen them there.
That would be a really fun video.
And I bet they had cassowaries in New Zealand. And maybe the Australian Reptile Park had them.
Sean P sent a super duper chat.
Super duper chat!
My son and I just received our Clint's Reptiles t-shirts this week. He
Which
got
one's?
the Blinking for Mortal. Blinking is for Mortal.
I love that one. I have that
shirt.
one.
I love that one. And William drew that, and he did such a good job
Yep.
drawing that.
Oh, yeah, we both have
So
that one.
He loves it. Keep up the great work.
That's why they both got them. his son got Blinking his Immortals. Did he say what he got?
He didn't say
What did
he
you
got.
get? I want to know. I'm gonna
Lauren-
get our baby.
Lauren Bevel said, I have been trying to come up with a clever question for the last hour, and I'm coming up empty. Here's $10 for my favorite reptile friends. By the way, diapers are greater than snake poop any day.
Diapers are, yes, indeed. Okay, let's see here. So she's been trying to come up with a great question for the last hour. What question should we answer? Would you like this? Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. We should answer a great question.
Okay.
What is my favorite? Here, you pick a fairly narrow category of animal and ask me what my favorite one is.
What's your favorite animal you saw at the zoo? On Thursday.
Oh man, what do you think it could be? I always get excited about a Virginia opossum because I love them so much.
But they're always sleeping. But we did say it's little hands.
Yeah, but if I could
hands.
hold one, I would totally
Yeah.
freak out.
Yeah.
It was the gorillas. You know, it's the gorillas. I love them so
They're
much.
so cute. And there's a baby there, and they were all interacting with the baby.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Evan Rubio sent a super duper chat.
Super duper chat.
Hi, Clint and Leisha. A local shop is having a large sale tomorrow, and I am looking to pick up a non-gecko lizard for a spare tank. My largest spare tank is 36 by 18 by 16. Any suggestions on what I should be on the lookout for?
36 by 18 by 16. Captain Bread Emerald Tree Skinks should always be on the list. Something like a Rankin's dragon. These are relatively uncommon animals to find, but they're great. Trying to think. It really depends. Like, such a thing as empty tank syndrome.
Yeah.
And I get it. The thing is, that tank is appropriate for a lot of smaller lizards. And so probably what you want to do is figure out what kind of lizard you want, and then figure out if it's appropriate for that tank, instead of just trying to find something. I mean, you can throw a lot of things in there, but find something you're actually really excited about.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of really exciting things that you could put in there. I think that'd be an awesome enclosure for Anoles lizards,
Yeah.
which are they're just really cool. And I would recommend getting Bahamian anoles, because no matter what kind of anoles you're getting, they're going to be wild caught. But the Bahamian anoles are introduced species. They're invasive, and they're out competing our native Carolina anoles. So go ahead and catch them and make pets out of them. Long-tailed grass lizards.
Dragon Whisperer says, I hope you guys saw the Emerald Tree Skinks. He commented on my video
Yeah,
last
Leisha
week,
and Clint.
I popped over and did see them. They were really cute and fun. So thanks for sharing them with us.
And definitely check out Dragon Whisperer's YouTube channel.
And then our last super chat. Oh, one more came in. Oh, and we have one from last week that came in.
That's right.
We ended.
Did we? How did we?
I took a picture of it.
Perfect.
King Cawthor said, so I designed tabletop RPGs and want to incorporate my love of reptiles. What critters would make the most terrifying monsters if made gigantic?
Oh, vinegaroons.
That would be creepy.
Vietnamese centipedes.
That's a good one.
Green tree frogs.
Really? Why?
Oh, if there was a tree frog way the heck over there, suddenly it just has landed on you with a tongue all out, gobbled you down. It'd be horrifying. Chameleons, can you imagine? They're not scary. They're just adorable, unless they're shooting that giant tongue at you and nomming you all up. What else would be pretty horrifying? Mambas already.
The water cobra?
Not compared to a mamba.
Yeah. Gaboon viper, king cobra,
Gaboon viper.
monocled cobra.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's the thing, though. Some of these animals I've suggested actually physiologically can't get ginormous, and so, some people, your super nerds, would be bothered. They wouldn't be able to suspend their disbelief.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "What about the surface area to volume ratio issue? Is there like no gravity on this planet? Come on now."
Let's see. Alex Conway sent $5. Thank you, Alex. And the super chat from last week, right as we ended it, came in. And
Did Alex ask a question? Well, thank you so much. Are you getting tired, Matt?
Gotta
Are you
scroll
sleeping?
back.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, whoop. It's working. Ready?
I can't find it.
Did I take the picture?
I thought I did.
Boom, 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 boom. Dance, 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 baby Martha. Dance, 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 baby Martha. Dance,
I'm gonna
dance,
just
dance,
search
baby
for
Martha. Dance, dance, dance all day. Dance, 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 baby Martha. Dance, 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 baby Martha. Dance, 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 baby Martha. Dance, dance, dance all day. Gus never makes me do this. Dance, 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 baby
I
Martha.
don't know where it is.
Dance,
It's lost.
dance, baby Martha. Well, here,
Sad.
didn't you say we had one more, or we had a super chat?
No, that's all of them.
That's all of them. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, let me take a look on my phone real quick.
Maybe I took it with your phone.
Can I hand you the
Yeah.
dance, baby Martha?
Dance, 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 baby Martha.
Okay. We don't want to miss a super chat ever. We're sorry that one of them came in right after we exited last time.
Oh, here
And
it is. I found it.
all right, giggity
This is
giggity.
not-
1 week in the making. Come on back,
Nate
baby Martha.
Babin. Nate Babin sent a super chat that said, "Happy birthday, Clint. Wanted to say that you became my hero last year after covering jumping spiders. I was curious what your favorite insect
Oh,
is."
jumping spiders would be so great for your tabletop.
That would be amazing. All
Again-
their little eyes.
Again, you're going to run into a surface area to volume ratio problem, but if your planet has really low gravity, money. Okay, so dance, 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 baby Martha. Okay, so my favorite insect? Oh my gosh. I know mantises have got to be on my short list of ants. Man, I get excited about ants.
Yeah,
And I love dragonflies. They're very cool.
you do love dragonflies.
Tiger beetles are very. There's so many cool beetles out there. Insect.
Really cool beetles.
My favorite insect. Oh, I love them. But I'm gonna go with, if I can just pick a whole group of insects, the mantises. I get really excited about them. Word.
Diggity diggity.
We're all caught up?
We're all caught up.
All the Patreon?
All the Patreon.
All the checklist items?
All the super chats.
We talked about little Patrick. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for sticking with us, and we're so excited. There's so much to look forward to. Please come by and visit us at the room via Zoom.
Hi, baby Marcus. They
yeah.
said that baby Marcus, now 17 months, laughed with you playing with my
Yay!
So cute.
She's-
Yeah, please book virtual hangouts, and hopefully we'll be able to open up the room soon. We've been looking at.
Yeah, we've been
What
looking
that
at
looks
what
like.
COVID's looking like, and things are looking a little better here in Utah. So we're hoping in the coming months,
Yep.
it'll be possible to come visit us again.
Yep.
And as always, like and subscribe, and we hope to see you real soon.
Bye.